Hello and Namaste. Welcome to Indic Atman, a series where we will go for a swim in the deep ocean of knowledge from Indian Vedanta. I am not an expert in any religion or Vedic philosophy. I am a student of knowledge and life, just like you. I have created these videos as part of my learning process and to nudge others to gain more knowledge. Our topic for today is Introduction to Vedas. What is a human? What is God and its nature? What exists in the cosmos? What is our purpose in life? What is our relationship with other species in the nature? These big questions have been flowing through human minds for many centuries. There are many who have gone through immense exploration to get answers for this, either through intense prayer, meditation, penance, and extreme journeys. The ancient rishis of the Indic region were no different. They wanted the answers to these big questions. They wanted to know the Satya or the truth. When a human soul seeks something sincerely, especially when it is for the universal good, then how can God not bless it? What you seek is also seeking you. God started to reveal knowledge to the rishis bit by bit through many centuries. This knowledge and the opening of human consciousness and awareness is the Vedas. This desire for truth by the humans and the love of God to give you what you seek is the Vedas. And the realization that you, the seeker of the truth, God, the giver of the truth, and the truth itself are all the same is the Vedas. Vedas were revealed by God and heard by the ancient rishis, then passed on from generation to generation, compiled across many centuries. So they are evolutionary in nature and should not be judged but rather understood. Vedas are sacred, but these are still means to achieve a goal. The ultimate goal is to separate us from any idols, symbols, any sacred texts, any spiritual places or identifications. And what is left then is just the blooming of the consciousness, Sat Chit Ananda, existence, awareness, bliss. The Indian Vedanta have two main streams of knowledge, Shruti and Smriti. Shruti in the Vedic context stands for that which was heard. When the ancient rishis were sincerely looking for universal truth, the Almighty God, the Brahman, revealed the knowledge to them. Since it was heard directly from the source, these are called Shruti, that which was heard. They are not attributed to any one author, but many consider Rishi Vyasa to be the compiler of all Vedas. Shrutis are deemed to be sacred, authoritative, and timeless. That means what was true 5,000 years back holds true now and even in the future. Shrutis are not any orders, but a guidance directing us to knowledge of the universal truth. Smriti in the Vedic context stands for that which was remembered. These are derivative or secondary works by later rishis, priests, and religious scholars and are based on their own interpretation, memory, and intellect. Smritis are not authoritative, but still somehow have gained broader influence in the society. They lay down the laws of daily life, the customs, the rituals, the traditions, the individual, family, and social obligations to fulfill which regulates the Hindu life. Smritis are time-bound and are often reinvented, reinterpreted based on the needs of the society in a specific time period. Let us now go a bit deeper into both these categories of texts. The Shrutis consist of the four Vedas, Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sam Veda, and Atharva Veda. Each of these four Vedas are further subcategorized into Samhitas, Brahmanas, Aranyakas, and Upanishads. Let us get a basic idea of each subcategory. Samhitas. Samhita means to put together or to be joined or to be in a union. It is a collection or an arrangement. It consists of mantras, prayers, litanies, and benedictions, and these are all directed towards nature or Vedic deities such as Indra, Surya, Agni, Vayu, Prithvi, Som, and many more, mostly related to the natural world. Brahmanas. The Brahmanas are texts which explain the symbolism mentioned in the Samhitas. They also have detailed instructions of a number of rituals, ceremonies, and sacrifices. The Brahmanas also include various works on scientific knowledge, including astronomy and geometry. They also include philosophical and mystical works. Aranyakas. Aranyakas are detailed commentaries on the Brahmanas. They include philosophical speculations of the various rituals and ceremonies. It provides a symbolic and a more metaphysical, meta-ritualistic point of view of the rituals. This now slowly moves our understanding from the physical to the spiritual. It still uses the physical rituals to guide us to the spiritual doors. Aranyakas are still neither here nor there. They are neither physically dominant nor spiritually dominant. The meaning of Aranyakas is therefore belonging to the forest or the wilderness. Upanishads. The word Upanishad means sitting near a teacher. Upanishads are the most important works of the Shruti. If you read the Upanishads, it is like you have read the complete works of Shruti. Upanishads bring a true transition from the ritualistic and ceremonial standpoint of faith to a more philosophical, intellectual, and spiritual standpoint. It departs from the rituals and arrives to the more esoteric knowledge of God and us. There are 108 known Upanishads, but out of these, 10 are considered to be the major or Mukhya Upanishads. So these were the different subcategories of the 4 Vedas. Apart from these 4 Vedas, there are also Upavedas or branches coming out of these Vedas. These are applied knowledge or secondary knowledge which are extracted out of the 4 Vedas. These are Ayurveda, which gives us the wisdom of ancient health and medicine. Dhanurveda, which consists of knowledge related to archery. Gandharva Veda, which carries the wisdom of sacred dance and music. Arthashastra, which has knowledge related to finance and economics. This covers the basic structure of Shruti. Now let us move towards Smriti. As highlighted before, the Smritis are secondary works derived from the Shruti. They represent more of the stories, customs, and traditions which are now part of the mainstream Hinduism. The large corpus of Smriti includes core texts of Smritis, the Vedangas, Itihasa, Purana, Darshana, and the Agama. Let us quickly get a basic overview of each of these sections. Smritis. There are 20 Smritis written by 20 different authors, although some sources say this number is 18. The most popular and influential among these is the Manu Smriti, which was written by Manu, who is considered to be the first man in Hinduism. The Manu Smriti can be considered as a book of law or an ancient legal text of Hinduism. Remember that Smritis are not eternal, so the laws and customs followed in one time period may or may not be applicable in another time period. Vedangas. These are supportive texts to read the Vedas. Anga means body, so the word Vedanga stands for the various limbs or functions of the Vedas. The 6 Vedangas are Shiksha, focuses on pronunciation. Kalpa specifies procedures for rituals like birth, death, and other life events. Vyakaran explains the grammar of the Vedic mantras. Nirukta describes the interpretations of ancient words. Chandas focuses on the poetic meters of the Vedas. Jyotisha highlights the aspects of astrology, auspicious and inauspicious times, and timekeeping in general. Itihasa. The word Itihasa stands for so it was. It basically talks about the history of events as they happen to humanity. The 2 great epics of Itihasa are the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. The Ramayana narrates the story of the beloved Lord Ram and his victory over Ravana, teaching humanity lessons of humility, loyalty, devotion, patience, sacrifice, and the ultimate victory of good over evil. The Mahabharata narrates the story of the Kurukshetra war between the Pandavas and the Kauravas, who belonged to the same family, and how God came down to earth as Lord Krishna to witness the war but also to teach humanity some tough lessons through the war. The Bhagavad Gita is a sacred text which comes out of the Mahabharata, and it focuses on the specific message of Lord Krishna to all humanity. Purana. The word Purana stands for ancient stories, and the texts within these are so diverse and inconsistent that it will be difficult to define it. The topics include stories of gods, goddesses, angels, kings, sages, but also include topics of theology, philosophy, astronomy, humor, temples, and so much more. There are 18 Mukhya or major Puranas and 18 Upa or minor Puranas. These include the very popular Vishnu Purana, Shiva Purana, Garuda Purana, and so many more. Darshana. The word Darshana stands for a glimpse or a view. In the Vedic context, it stands for a school of philosophy. The various Vedanta texts are categorized into 6 schools of philosophy: Nyaya, Vaiseshika, Sankhya, Yoga, Mimamsa, and Vedanta. Agama. Agama means that which has come down. Agamas are a collection of various tantric scriptures of not just Hinduism but also includes the branches of it such as Buddhism and Jainism. The 3 main branches of Hindu Agamas are Shaiva, Vaishnava, and Shakta. It also includes details of Kundalini Yoga, which has gained much popularity these days as a tantric practice. This concludes the basic structure of Smritis. To summarize the structure of the Vedas, there are 2 main streams, Shruti and Smriti. The first stream, Shruti, consists of the 2 Jnana Vedas, the 2 Karma Vedas, and the 4 Upavedas. Each of the Vedas consists of the 4 subsections, Samhitas, Brahmanas, Aranyakas, and the Upanishads. Out of these 4 subsections, the Upanishads, specifically the 10 Mukhya Upanishads, are considered the most evolved form of the Shruti, taking a non-ritualistic and a more philosophical and spiritual standpoint. The second stream, Smriti, consists of the 20 Smritis, the 6 Vedangas, the 2 Itihasa, along with the Bhagavad Gita, the 36 Puranas, the 6 Darshanas, and the 3 branches of Agamas. Some sources say the Vedangas are part of the Shruti, and the Smritis, Itihasa, Purana, Darshana, and Agama are 5 independent streams and cannot be categorized as one. Some also say the Vedangas are just supporting texts across the 6 streams of the Vedas. To start reading the Vedas, it is beneficial for us to read the Tattva Bodha first, as recommended and written by Adi Shankaracharya. The Tattva Bodha can be considered as a mini dictionary of basic concepts to understand before learning the Vedas. In the first phase of the Indic Atman series, we will cover the Tattva Bodha, the Upanishads, and the Bhagavad Gita. In the second phase, we will cover the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. And then we will plan to cover the other texts in the subsequent phases. So let us begin our exciting swim in the deep ocean of Indian Vedanta. I look forward to having you with me again in the next video. Tathastu. Namaste.